All right, Illini fans, in no surprise, Brandon is transferring from Illinois. This is not a shock. I've been talking about this for much of the season. This is what happens when you don't get any playing time. This is what happens when you work so hard in practice to earn time and then you don't get rewarded by your head coach. Your head coach would rather have fifth year seniors out there scoring 0 points for 30 minutes of gameplay than to let you play. That has to drive somebody insane. I don't blame Brandon. I blame the head coach. Brad Underwood has a huge problem with his players. You have never, ever seen this many transfers each year from this program. Maybe any program. There is a huge disconnect between the players and Brad Underwood. Josh Whitman has to get in there, have a sit down, and get to the heart of the matter. This is unacceptable. So I mentioned it many times. RJ got a little bit of playing time. It increased. Luke got some playing time. Brandon, sit the bench. Don't even look like you want to go into the game. It's not happening. Why did Brad Underwood do that to him? Did he have a reason? We'll never know. But he's out of here. So, LSU transfer Brandon Murray. He looked at Illinois, seen he wasn't going to play much. He's not coming here. Brandon's gone. What are we going to do to replace him? We'll find out. Brad's got some work to do. But this is a trend. Each season that ends, we have players leaving. Every single year, players leave. What's the problem? I said it all year last year. I hate with a passion Brad Underwood's attitude about letting fifth year seniors play who are scoring 0 points a game instead of giving the freshmen a chance. RJ should have been starting, period. Luke should have had much more playing time. Brandon should have had playing time. But of course, it didn't happen. So we'll never know what could have been. He's going to go somewhere else, get a chance to play, practice hard, get an opportunity to play in a game, show what you can do. And I wouldn't be surprised if he has a pretty good career. I imagine the guy as a possible Andy Kaufman type. If you're old enough to remember Illini's Andy Kaufman, hey, Andy Kaufman was a good player. He wasn't afraid to shoot it. He would score that bucket. I thought Brandon had that kind of attitude. I thought that he could be like an Andy Kaufman type, and that would have been really good for Illinois. But it's not going to happen. So anyway, let me know your comments. How do you feel about this? What do you think the problem is with Brad Underwood? Some players that leave, they need to leave. But a player like this, you hate to see it. You want to see him have an opportunity. Shame on Brad Underwood for not giving this young man an opportunity. How many games did he allow DeMonte Williams to play 30 minutes scoring 0 points? How many games did Trent Frazier play 30 minutes scoring 0 or 2 points? How many games did Jacob Granderson play 30 minutes and score 0 points? That's Brad Underwood's style. Play a fifth year senior over a freshman when the fifth year senior offers nothing offensively. He wasn't willing to take a chance. So Brad Underwood, the way he thinks is wrong. And by the way, Brad Underwood's offense sucks. That offense he runs is horrible. It is probably the worst offense I've ever seen in my life. I can help him with that though. Basketball is a simple game. It's not hard. Just do the simple things. Move without the basketball. When you do get the basketball, know what you're going to do ahead of time by having a chess type attitude. Be moves ahead. Be an offensive threat every time you get the ball. There's nothing worse than a player getting the ball and not knowing what he's going to do with it. There's nothing worse than a player getting the ball and not being an offensive threat to score. I hate that. I despise it. And Illinois' offense is pathetic. They had too many players who would get the ball. They were never an offensive threat. They had too many players not moving without the ball. And let me rephrase that. Moving without the ball with a purpose. Okay, let me make sure I say that. Because moving just to move does nothing. Moving without the ball with a purpose. What's that purpose? To get a wide open shot. That's the purpose. Illinois players don't do that. They haven't done that. So basketball, it's not hard. It's really not. It's a simple game. Fundamentals, execution, have the IQ that you need. Kofi. When Kofi gets the ball, he doesn't know what he's going to do with it. It takes him 5 minutes to figure out what he's going to do with it. That's why he can't pass out of a double team, because in his mind, he hasn't thought about it. And that's why he suffers so. Before he gets that ball, he has to have it in his mind. If I get double teamed, I'm kicking it there. Wherever that double team comes from, I'm kicking it there. Without thought, I know what I'm going to do. If they don't double team me when I get this ball, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to spin to the baseline and dunk it. Or I'm going to spin inside the paint and I'm going to do a little jump hook. But that's not Kofi. We need players with basketball IQ. We need players to move without the ball with purpose. We need players who, when they get the ball, they are a serious offensive threat to score. Thankfully, we're getting players that can do that. Brad Underwood needs to change. His offensive philosophy needs to change. The way he treats freshmen needs to change. Just his relationship with the whole team in general needs to change, apparently. So this sucks. Hate to see it, but here we are. No surprise though, right? No surprise. I said Andre Cabello would transfer. I said Brandon's going to transfer because he's not playing. So this is no surprise to me. But let me know in the comments what do you guys think.